XDefiant's leather-wrapped rear grip looks cool, but is it really doing what it tells you? And is it worth one of your precious attachment slots? Let's find out. Hey guys, Nightfall here, and today I have another XDefiant attachment quality check for you. You guys showed so much support on the last one that I had put out about the barrel extender that I had no choice but to keep making these. So here we have the leather wrapped grip, and we're going to speed through this so that we can try to test this attachment on all classes of weapons in one video. Now I'm not sure if this will work because I've never done it before, but I'll leave timestamps in the description for each weapon so you can skip around as needed to the different chapters. So this grip will give you a 10% increase in ADS walking speed, but also lower your sprint to shoot time by 5%. So first up, we're going to test this on the ACR. And what we'll do is we will ADS and walk from the back of this side of the range all the way up to the target, and then stop the test when we get to the end. So let's put both of these up side by side and watch them race. So we can see that with the leather grip, you do finish this trek about 10% faster. And the slight deviation is probably just my timing, or if I move slightly left or right at the start. But as far as ADS walking speed, it seems to be correct. Now, sprint to shoot time is measured from a full sprint motion to ADS and shoot. So I cut these two clips here to start at the moment the ADS motion starts and stops when the slide comes back the first time. And let's take a look at those side by side, and the results here I didn't have high hopes for because 5% is such a small margin for sprint to shoot time on an AR.
Say, hold up, wait a minute, something ain't right.
Yep, you saw that right. The leather grip actually makes your sprint to shoot time faster. This is slowed at 1/10 normal speed, so we can see the small difference it makes, but it is there. This might be due to my error, as it can be pretty hard to judge the frames and pick the right one, but even with that, worst case scenario, it's the same speed, but it's definitely not 5% worse. Moving on to the SMGs now, and we'll skip all the fancy talk. We're going to be running the same test for the same attachment. So here you go, side by side. And again, we can see that it is in fact about 10% faster speed with the leather grip. So now let's check out the sprint to shoot time on the SMGs. Here they are side by side and slowed down to 1/10 of a second again. And for this test, there's no timer here because they are the exact same time. I know they look a little off, but instead of timing it up visually, I went by the sound spike in the audio file for the bullets firing because the visuals just weren't the same. They looked different. So this is going to be based off the sound of the first bullet firing is when the test stops. And again, they're the exact same, just like the assault rifles probably should have been. So it doesn't really reduce your sprint to shoot time on the SMGs either. And there's still no downside to this attachment. But let's go ahead and take a look at the shotgun next and see if there's any downsides with those. So not wasting any time with our shotguns here, jumping right into the race. And we get the same result we've been getting, and the ADS walk speed is 10% faster with the leather grip. And I'd be willing to bet we get the same result for the sprint to shoot time, but let's just check anyway to be on the safe side. You never know with this game. Same test, and this one was probably the easiest because you can see the clear kick from the shotgun, but again, we see no change in sprint to shoot time. So it seems like we have a trend going on here where this gun doesn't actually give you reduced sprint to shoot time like it says it does. But let's keep moving. We do have 3 weapon classes left to test, and up next is the LMG. And here is our race to the finish for the LMG. And you can see that the trend continues here, and we have about a 10% faster speed with the grip on the gun. And then moving over to the second test for the sprint to shoot, and running our normal test, we see that it's the same outcome. But just a second, I did find something a little strange. If we take the ADS portion of that test out of the equation and just run a real sprint to shoot, like it sounds like it should be, we can see that the time with the leather grip is slightly faster. So a very strange find there, but let's keep moving on to the next weapon class, the Marksman rifle. So here we go, and they're zooming. And as expected, the leather grip is giving you that extra 10% ADS walking speed. So let's go ahead and move on to sprint to shoot time. And once again, we find the same trend that there is no effect to sprint to shoot time. And I did want to mention that I found that doing the real sprint to shoot test again gave us slightly faster sprint to shoot, but it's so minimal that this is probably just my error in editing, but still worth noting. But we can see yet again that the leather wrapped grip has yet to actually reduce your sprint to shoot time on any class, but maybe it will come through on our final weapon class, the sniper rifle. Off they go. And we can see that it does hold true, that the grip gives you that 10% ADS walking speed as it does with every other weapon class. And then for our final test, the sprint to shoot time. And this was probably the easiest one to do because you could see the bullet mark on the target due to the scope. And what's interesting here is that the leather grip finally does come through and is actually a tad bit slower on the sprint to shoot time. Although it's so minimal, it would never matter in a real gunfight. I did run this test without the ADS and they came up exactly the same, so no need to really show that here. So essentially, I'm going to say that this fails the quality check in the sense that it doesn't do all of what it says it does. And in fact, on some guns, does better than what it claims. So while it does fail the quality check overall, in that aspect, it is an attachment that has zero downside on any class. So now we arrive at the question we asked at the start of this video. Is this attachment worth one of your limited attachment spaces on any of these weapons? If you're someone who strafes a lot in gunfights instead of bunny hopping, not only do you get a cookie, but I'd say this attachment is just what you're looking for. Then again, like I always say, it really depends on how it feels in-game. Stats in these tests are only half the battle, and the rest is your personal preference and what it feels like. So there we go, we managed to knock out another attachment, this time for all weapon classes, all in one video. I really hope you enjoyed the video and that it was helpful and educational. If you made it this far in the video, you're probably eating while you're just listening to this in the background. So if that's you, comment below what you're eating, or if you're not eating, what was the last thing you ate? Don't forget to like and subscribe so I know you guys enjoy this type of content. Make sure you follow me on Twitter because that's the best place to send me any crazy clips that you have, and who knows, they might end up in a video one day. I'll catch y'all on the next one.